before he come back, so he fish. Come back, you know, he's like, baby, little girl. You gotta get him out of there.
Taking the circle for the Apaches, number 18, Abby Dart.
See, I would have slowed it down. How Orangefield softball do this year? They go to the playoffs?
First at bat for the Bengals, number 11, Nina Doucette.
Last night, the second game, I don't know if they won or lost. If they lost, I think they're done.
Oh, it's playoff game?
Yeah.
Ooh, you get this like that? I ain't got no Wi-Fi or no service down here.
It's on the St. Sylvia, St. Mary's School. And it's on there. But I don't want you to bid over 100. I'd bid 100.
Good hit.
Next at bat for the Bengals, number 16, Madison Munson.
All right, welcome back to Schwab Field. We're getting our lineups set here. Those lineups are always a challenge to get penciled into our score sheets. And the Bengals have started game 2 in a similar fashion. Mima Doucette, a single up the middle. Runner at first, nobody out, top of the first inning. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Go through the lineups here as we can. Next pitch is in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Madison Monson. Monson in game 1 was 1 for 2 with a walk and a couple of runs scored. Doucette in the leadoff spot was 0 for 3 in game 1, so she just got her first hit of the day for the Bengals. Bengals won game 1, 9-0. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. So the lineup for the Bengals is very similar, not exactly the same, but similar. There goes the runner, throw to second, not in time. It's a stolen base for Mima Doucette. Next pitch swung on and missed. There's their first strikeout for Abby Dart,
Next up for the Bengals, number 2,
who is drawing the start in the circle for the Apaches. Okay, there we go. For Doucette, that was stolen base number 30 of the year. That's pretty impressive. 1 ball, no strikes to Emily Henderson, the left fielder, back in the 3 spot for Coach Andy Lee in his 10th season with the Bengals. The 1-0 pitch. Line shot foul. That's into the bullpen. The Apaches on the left side. Apaches in that third base dugout and the bullpen right beyond the dugout. Bengals in the first base dugout. Of course, their bullpen in the same area down the first base side. We're at the 3 spot in the Bengal lineup. There goes the runner. Throw to third. Not in time. Time is called. No, I think they said she left early. So she's out at third base. I don't know. I'm putting an LE there. I don't know how to make a notation on that in my score sheet. No such animal in baseball. Time's called now. The Mr. Umpire is... I'm not sure what. Home plate umpire is talking to Coach Wynn. Oh, the question was what the count is. 2-1. 2 outs, nobody aboard now. Swing and a miss. There's a big hack from the left fielder, Emily Henderson. And it's 2-2. So Doucette led it off. Then it was Monson. Now it's Emily Henderson. Allie Howard bats cleanup. The 2-2 misses high, and it's 3-2. Then it's Haley Godot, the designated player. The catcher is Lakin Wales for Game 2. She did not play in Game 1. Center fielder Sierra Gasca. Shortstop Allie Crooks. And second baseman Mackenzie King. Swing and a miss. And it's back-to-back strikeouts to end the first inning. And, boy, that's a relief for the Apache dugout. A 0 on the board in inning number 1. In Game 1, they gave up 6. The Apaches will come to the plate. We're going to keep it right here and get these lineups out of the way. For the Apaches, leading off in center field is Brianna Pasinger. Batting second is the right fielder Rebecca Snow. Batting third is the first baseman Mackenzie Goswick. Batting cleanup, the catcher Shelby Court. Batting fifth, shortstop Jaden Lance. Batting sixth, designated player Courtney Heller. The left fielder Mackenzie Ryan bats seventh. Second baseman Casey Parker bats eighth. And third baseman Casey Moore will bat in the 9th position for Coach Maria Wynn Ratliff in her second season with the Apaches. In the circle is Abby Dart. Defensively for the LSU Bengals, ranked number 2 in the country, 39-15 on the year. They're led by 10th-year head coach Andy Lee. Out in left field, it's Emily Henderson. In center, Sierra Gasca. In right field, Allie Howard. Around the infield at third base, Mima Doucette. At shortstop, Allie Crooks. Second base is Mackenzie King. First base is at Madison Monson. Behind the plate is Lakin Wales, and in the circle, oh gosh, who is in the circle? It's Morgan Latour. Morgan Latour in the circle for the Bengals, and Latour is 6-0 with a 3.05 ERA, her 15th appearance of the year, and her 13th start of the season. And it's quickly 2-0 on Brianna Pasinger. Latour on the season, 39 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts and 17 walks for the right-hander, Morgan Latour. Pitch in there, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Latour is a freshman from Rose Pine, Louisiana. Can't say that I've ever heard of Rose Pine, Louisiana. 5'1" freshman, Morgan Latour. That pitch is going to miss, and it's a full count. Latour, the windup, the pitch, ball 4. So the leadoff hitter, Brianna Pasinger, draws the walk. And here's Rebecca Snow.
Number 15, Rebecca Snow.
So the Apaches, in Game 1, they didn't have a base runner until the 4th inning. And in Game 2, well, their leadoff batter draws the leadoff walk. And here's Rebecca Snow. Runner goes on the pitch, throw to second, and she is out. Pacing her, trying to steal second base. And boy, what a throw by Lakin Wales. She threw from her knees. Impressive. Lakin Wales did not play in game one. Game one, it was Haley Godot. Godot is the designated player here in game two. Fouled straight back. It's 0-2 on Rebecca Snow. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. There's your first hit of the game for the Apaches. Solid single into center field off the bat of Rebecca Snow. Brings up Mackenzie Goswick for the first time.
Apaches, number 19, Mackenzie Goswick.
So Rebecca Snow, who got robbed on one of her at-bats in game one, 0 for 2 in that one, now gets her first hit of the day. Here's Mackenzie Goswick. She was 1 for 2 in the first game. She doubled, breaking up no-hitter with 2 outs in the fourth in game one. It was a 9-0 shutout for Heather Zumo. So Goswick, 1 for 2 on the day, gets her first look at Morgan Latour in the circle. The 0-1 outside swung through, and it's 0-2. That's almost like a screwball there, Pedro. That ball's got tailing action away from the left-hander. The 0-2. Way off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 aboard. Paysinger drew the leadoff walk, but then was thrown out by Lakin Wales at second, just trying to steal. Ball's popped out of play. We'll do it again. Latour gets her sign. The pitch. Looping fly ball right at the left fielder, and that's Emily Henderson squeezing it for out number 2. F7 if you're scoring at the house.
Next up for the Apaches, number 12, Shelby Court.
Here's Shelby Court now for the first time here in game 2. In game 1, Shelby was 0 for 2, couple of pop-ups. F6 and F8. The Apaches only mustered 2 hits in the first game. Goswick got a double, and Heller had a single. That was it. 2-hit shutout for the freshman from Baton Rouge, Heather Zumo. One ball and no strikes. 2 outs, the pitch. And misses low. 2-0. Well, the Bengals currently ranked number 2 in the Division II poll, 39-15 on the year. The Apaches 49-9, ranked number 5 in the Division I poll. Coach Wynn made her way up to the press box with that lineup for Game 2, and she was really disappointed in the way the Apaches started that first game. I think they really settled in nicely, and last 3 innings played good softball, but 9 runs in the first 2 innings. Really set the tone, and that's really all the Bengals needed. And that and some stellar pitching by Heller Zumo. Zumo went to 21-7 on the year after that Game 1 win. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch in there for a strike. It's 3-2. Court thought she had a walk, and she'll have to go back and go to work. Three, 2 outs. So you'll have Snow off with the pitch here. The payoff pitch. High fly ball, left side of the field, and just drifts into the Apache bullpen and bounces out of there. And we'll do it again. Absolutely gorgeous day here in Bullard, Texas, just about 15 minutes south of Tyler. 80 degrees at game time, Pedro. West-southwesterly at 5 miles an hour. Just couldn't have painted a better day for a doubleheader here at Schwab Field on the campus of the Brook Hill School. 3-2 pitch, line shot, just foul. Third base line. Shall be court battling here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morgan Latour trying to get the Bengals into the dugout. Bengals wearing their white tops with the purple pants and white socks. Apaches with the all blacks today with the white sleeves and the white socks. 3-2. Pop up. This is in play. And running over in center, making the grab, is the center fielder, Sierra Gasco. And that'll do it. F8 if you're scoring at the house. We're still scoreless after 1 inning. We'll go to the second inning of play here at Schwab Field. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. Let me hear you on that live chat if you're watching. Love to hear from who's watching, who you're rooting for, where you're watching from. It's always fun to give you a shout out there, so do that if you get a chance. Back in just a minute for the second inning. Welcome back to Schwab Field. 4, 5, and 6 for the Bengals from LSU Eunice. Allie Howard will lead it off. Game 1, Howard was 1 for 3. First pitch fouled straight back. It's 0-1. And an RBI double in the second inning, part of that 3-run second inning. A 6-run first inning in Game 1 allowed the Bengals to breeze to a 9-0 run rule shortened game in 5. By the way, the Bengals were involved in 8 run rule games so far this season. 7 of them they won. They lost 1 to Jones. The Apaches, until that first game, had been involved in, well, let's see here. 13 run rule games so far, Pedro. And that was the first time all year they had been on the wrong end of it. Fouled straight back. Count remains 0-2 on Allie Howard. So these two teams nationally ranked in the top 5 in both of their Division I and Division II polls are used to being on the other end of a winning end of a shortened ball game. But the Apaches swing and a miss. Great pitch right there by Abby Dart. It's the 3rd strikeout in a row for her. And there's one out here in the second as Howard goes down swinging. Here's Haley Godot, the designated player. So a run-shortened game in Game 1, 9-0. And the first time, and it comes on the heels of a doubleheader sweep at the hands of the Kilgore Rangers yesterday. Fly ball left field, that's going to get out of play. And it's 1-1. So the Apaches, for the first time all year, have lost 3 in a row. Bengals currently riding a 2-game winning streak. They split a doubleheader at Blinn. They lost 9-7 and won 8-6. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Second hit of the game for the Bengals. And Godot is aboard with 1 out. That'll bring up Lakin Wales, the catcher.
Lakin Wales.
her first at bat of the day. Did not play in game 1. Already has made her presence known here in game 2 by throwing a rocket to second base and gunned out Brianna Pasinger from her knees. Line drive, base hit, left field. And runner will hold at second. First and second, one out. Back-to-back singles for the Bengals. That'll bring up the center fielder, Sierra Gasca.
Number 5, Sierra Gasca.
Gasca in game 1 was 1 for 3. She had 2 RBIs and a run scored. So she batted 6th in game 1. She's dropped down 1 spot. She's batting 7th here in the second game of the Twin Bill. First pitch missed high, ball 1. Abby Dart, the right-handed freshman from Garden City, Kansas, in the circle. All right, we've heard from Miss Kelly, trying to get those bats going for the Apaches, and also Mr. Anguaniga. Appreciate you checking in on the live chat. Would love to hear from as many of you that can take a moment. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Give you a shout out on the air. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. There's the bunt, perfectly laid down. Casey Moore with a nice play. And there's 2 outs. So it'll be a sacrifice bunt for Gasca. Wales goes to second, Godot to third. And here's Allie Crooks. Allie Crooks did not play in game 1 either. A couple of new faces in that Bengal lineup. And there's 2 outs. The pitch. Going to miss high and inside, ball 1. Crooks batting in the 8th spot in the lineup and starting as shortstop. Boy, Malaya Saucedo played a solid short in game 1. Made a number of plays. Pop up right side. That's going to get on top of that Bengal dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schwab Field, part of the Brook Hill School Complex, baseball, softball. This baseball field right behind us. There's a beautiful patio area between the 2 facilities. And an amazing covered hitting area with some coaches' offices and just a massive covered area with a number of batting cages inside. Not totally enclosed, but pretty much weather. Well, that ball went off the batter. She kind of fouled off the bat. I thought it might have gone off the hand, but Mr. Umpire is going to say foul ball. And Allie Crooks started running down to first base, but she's going back to the batter's box. 2-2 count with 2 outs and 2 aboard here. Top of the second. Deuce is wild. High, and it's 3-2. Well, another really nice crowd here stuck around for game 2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and she strikes out. Strikeout number 4 for Abby Dart. And we're still scoreless through an inning and a half. Back with the bottom half of inning number 2, 5, 6, and 7 for the Apaches. Here's shortstop Jaden Lance for the first time in game 2. 5, 6, and 7. Lance, Heller, and Ryan scheduled to hit for the Apaches. First pitch in there. Strike 1 from Morgan Latour, the freshman from Rose Pine, Louisiana. Line shot inside the bag at third. This could be extra bases. And Lance hustled into second. And it's a leadoff double for the Apaches here in the second inning. Boy, line shot, no chance for Mima Doucette to make a play there. Ball rolled quickly into the left field corner. And Lance, with good speed, got to second, no problem. Runner at second, no one out for Courtney Heller. First time here in game 2. Heller was 1 for 2. She got 1 of 2 hits in game 1. For the Apaches, Heather Zumo threw a 2-hit shutout. First pitch missed. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Courtney Heller, the designated player. Pop up. That's going to get out of play. And it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. No, it isn't. Called a strike. Thought it might have been outside, but take the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch drilled into right field. Base hit by Heller. The runner will be held at third. Coach Wynn, she likes to hang out near the dugout. She had to hustle out there to put the stop sign on. Keep Lance from running into an out at home plate. So a solid single for Heller. And there's Lexi Hager, the pinch runner at first base. So first and third, nobody out for the Apaches. And here's Mackenzie Ryan for the first time. She only got up 1 time in game 1. How's that? Flew out to center field. So when you play a shortened 5-inning ball game and you only give up 2 hits, no walks. What a great first game by Heather Zumo. Got her 21st win of the season. First pitch is in there, strike 1. She struck out 4 Apaches, did not walk anyone, only gave up 2 hits. And I didn't look at my watch. I should have. It was a very quick game. The 0-1 in there, and it's 0-2. Well, we started game 2, if this makes any sense, at 1:40. And game 1 started right on time at noon, so it was about an hour and 10-minute ball game. We had about 30 minutes between games. Very quick. And not only was, a 6-run first, a 3-run second, those are high run totals, but tell you what, it happened in a hurry. Here's the 1-2. Pop up right side, and Allie Howard catches it, and she'll keep the runners at their spots. Nicely done out there by Allie Howard. F9 if you're scoring at the house, the first out of the inning. Well, you needed a fly ball a little bit deeper than that to score the run from third. You got Jaden Lance, who's a quick runner in her own right, but it just wasn't deep enough, and you got a right fielder, Allie Howard, with a pretty good arm out there, and she came running in to make that play. Here's Casey Parker. First pitch foul down the third base line. Foul. Parker played... Well, she started game 1 in left field, then was moved to third halfway through that inning defensively in the first inning and finished the game at third base for the Apaches. She was 0 for 2 in game 1. 0-1 pitch, pop up, shallow left field. This is probably not deep enough to score the run either. Here's the throw to the plate, and there's 2 outs. So you're not getting fly balls deep enough by either Ryan or Parker. And here's Casey Moore for the first time.
Next up for the Apaches, number 17, Casey Moore.
So Casey Moore actually started at third base in game one and then was replaced by Mackenzie Ryan, who went to left, and then they moved Parker to third in that top of the first in game one. So Casey Moore getting her first at bat of the day. No balls and 1 strike. Morgan Latour trying to get out of a jam. She was first and third, no one out. Now she's first and third, 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, the pitch. That ball is well hit to left center, and that'll go into the gap. Base hit for Casey Moore. 1 run comes home, and it's a 2-out double for the Apache third baseman. Well, off the bat, I thought it might get these LSU Bengal outfielders run very well. Thought they might be able to chase that down, but they didn't. Lance comes home to score the first run of the game, and the Apaches have their first lead of the day. 1-0. And here's the leadoff hitter, Brianna Pasinger, for the second time. She walked her first time up. First pitch is in there, and it's 0-1. Pasinger came into the doubleheader hitting .439. 13 doubles, 2 triples, 8 homers, 41 RBI coming in. Pitch misses, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs, the 1-1 pitch. Low, 2-1. Apache's trying to shake off a 3-game losing streak, first time this year. Ground ball, base hit, right field. 1 run comes home. The second run will be held. And it's 2-0 Apaches. Back-to-back 2-out hits. Here's Rebecca Snow for the second time. She's 1 for 1. Base hit to center her first time up. First time up, Rebecca Snow. Single to center. She is a .388 hitter on the season. 15 doubles, a triple, 5 home runs, 41 RBI for the Apache right fielder. First pitch misses low, ball 1. So you're back at runners on the corners now, 2 outs. Apaches have had back-to-back hits, a double by Moore, and now a single by Pasinger. And it's 2-0. Next pitch, grounder, second base. You throw it over, and Mackenzie King retires the final out of the inning. But the Apaches get 2 runs on 4 hits. They leave a couple on. We'll head to the third. Your new score from Schwab Field, 2-0 Apaches. And welcome back to Schwab Field. 2-0 Apaches as we go to the third inning. 9-1-2. First pitch is in there. Strike 1 from Abby Dart, freshman from Garden City, Kansas. Mackenzie King steps into the batter's box for the first time today. She made that last play on Rebecca Snow to retire the side in the second inning. We're in the top of the third. Apache's trying to split a doubleheader in the first game of the series, 4-game series here at Schwab Field. That's a pop-up. Nice play by Shelby Court right in front of the net. There's one out. Didn't know if she's going to run out of real estate there, but she stayed with it, and just before the ball hit the net, she caught it. And stepping in now is Mima Doucette, singled to center field her first time up, 1 for 1 in this ball game. Ground ball to short. This is Lance. Fires it across, 2 outs. Good play there by Jaden Lance. That ball was smoked off the bat of Mima Doucette. Here's Madison Monson for the second time. She struck out swinging in her first at bat. First pitch in there, strike 1. Monson, 392 on the year coming into the doubleheader. 15 doubles, 4 triples, 18 home runs. Swing and a miss. 0-2. You got to believe that 18 home runs is well up the rankings. I have to check that out between innings in the national numbers. That's got to be among the top few hitters in home runs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody aboard. We're in the top of the third. Abby Dart in the circle for the Apaches. 1-2 pitch misses off the plate. Next pitch misses, and it's a full count. Swing and a miss, struck her out. 5th strikeout of the day for Abby Dart. And it's a 3-up, 3-down, 3rd inning for the Bengals. We'll head to the bottom half in just a minute. You're watching Tyler Softball on ApacheAthletics.com. And welcome back to Schwab Field. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. Well, the Apaches brought 7 batters to the plate in inning number 2. They scored a couple of runs. 2-0 is our score. Mackenzie Goswick will lead off the third here. She popped up to left field her first time up, 0 for 1. His first pitch misses from Morgan Latour. Latour is 6-0 on the year with a 3.05 ERA. Her 15th appearance, her 13th start of the year. She's got 4 complete games and 2 shutouts. Foul ball straight back. It's 1-1. 39 innings pitched for Latour. 23 strikeouts and 17 walks for the freshman from Rose Pine, Louisiana. Well, we figured out where that is. And it's not far from Eunice. Just up the road from DeRidder. Not too far from that Texas-Louisiana border. Southwest Louisiana. Up the road from Lake Charles. So that's where it is. Population of 1,390. And that's where Morgan Latour is from. Foul ball off the net. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the baseballers are going at it as well down in Eunice. And boy, it's an 11-1 lead now for the Bengals over the Apaches down in Eunice as they do battle on the baseball diamond. Another foul ball, and its count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eunice now batting in the bottom of the 4th. They put up 6 runs. It's now 12-1. So that LSU Eunice baseball team, quite a squad, Pete. I saw them about 3 weeks ago, and they are really good. Of course, the difference in these two programs, on this diamond, you got Division I Tyler versus Division II LSU Eunice. Down in Eunice, you got Division II Eunice versus Division III in baseball Tyler. Base hit center field. What a nice at bat for Mackenzie Goswick. She gets her first hit of the game. 1B8 if you're scoring at the house. Here's Shelby Court.
Next up for the Apaches, number 12, Shelby Court.
Well, it's been a different game for the Apache offense. They have gotten all 3 leadoff hitters aboard here in Game 2. Not so in Game 1. And it's interesting as I look at this, who's pitching in this game. We'll see if old Abby Dart and Heather Zumo go head-to-head tomorrow, Pete. There's a bunt first base side. Tough play, and you got her. Nice play at first base by Monson. She flips it to King for the 3-4 sacrifice. Goswick goes to second base with 1 out.
Next up, number 16, Jaden Land.
Well, the starting pitcher today in this game, too, is Abby Dart. She's the one that's carried the load on the mound for the Apaches, or in the circle, rather. And Heather Zumo has carried the load for the Bengals, so I think it might be fun tomorrow. I don't know if these coaches are doing it on purpose or trying to salvage a split from another good program or not, but certainly understand that. But from a fan's perspective, I think it'd be fun to see those 2 number 1s go at it. 1 ball, no strike, misses low. It's 2-0. Morgan Latour has had a nice year. She's 6-0, but Heather Zumo, 21-7. 156 innings coming into today. And those numbers reflect Abby Dart numbers. There's a ground ball through the hole, base hit. So it's the second hit of the inning for the Apaches, and Lance is at first, and Goswick scoots over to third. Kind of a tin hopper that just got out of the reach of shortstop Allie Crooks and Mima Doucette at third. And here's Courtney Heller. She singled to right field her first time up, 1 for 1. And she's up with runners on the corners and 1 out. Totally different game here for the Apaches in Game 2. They only had 2 hits and 2 base runners in the whole game. As Heather Zuma threw a gem. First pitch misses, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, throw to second, and safe. I tell you what an arm. Lake and Wales can just throw the base or the softball. She just gets rid of it very quick, and that ball was right on the bag. Let's see, who was that? Was Jaden Lance, stole second. We've seen both coaches stay aggressive. Two balls and a strike in there, and it's 2-2. Jaden Lance now with 22 stolen bases on the season. Swing and a miss, good off speed, and Heller is out. That's a big strikeout right there in a key spot. And for Latour, that's her first strikeout of the ball game. Here's Mackenzie Ryan for the second time. Flew out to right field. She's 0 for 1. Pop up center field and caught by Sierra Gasca to end the inning. So the Apaches threaten, but they can't quite come through with any kind of RBIs. A big strikeout of Heller and a fly ball of Ryan. And Morgan Latour gets out of trouble here in the third inning. We'll head to the fourth. It's 2-0 Tyler. And welcome back to Schwab Field. A beautiful day for a doubleheader here in East Texas. First pitch in there. Strike one to Emily Henderson. Struck out swinging her first time up. Abby Dart came into the game 149 innings pitched, 165 strikeouts. She's a strikeout artist. Just 66 walks in those innings. And she has struck out 5 LSU Bengals here so far in the first 3 innings. One hopper to short. Lance on the backhand. Boy, what a nice play by Jaden Lance. She had to go to her right, plant her foot, make a strong throw, and she gets Henderson for the first out of the inning. Well, I'm not sure what that was about. The umpires are talking things over. And the base runner, I don't know if she did she just get ejected? The first base umpire is looking into the LSU unit's dugout. And he just told the home plate umpire number 2 for something. I don't know what. It may have been a warning of some sort. I don't know if there was. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on the lineup here if there's any changes. No balls and 1 strike to Allie Howard. She struck out her first time up. She's 0 for 1. So we're checking on the home runs, Pedro, and sure enough, Madison Monson, second in the nation in homers. Base hit left field by Allie Howard. It's a 1-out single, and here come the Bengals. So the leading home run hitter, Division II, has 23 home runs, and Madison Monson, second in the country in Division II with 18. So quite impressive there for sure. Zumo is second in saves. She got 7 saves to go along with a 21-7 record, and that's good for second in the country in saves as well. So LSU units with a couple of statistical leaders in the nation, Division II. And that foul ball went off the home plate umpire's mask. Just trying to give him a chance to shake that off a bit. No balls and 1 strike to Haley Godot. Single to center, first time up. Fouled straight back. No balls and 2 strikes. Henderson grounded out to short to lead the inning on a really nice play by shortstop Jaden Lance, and it was Allie Howard singling to center, and it's Godot now with a 0-2 count. Abby Dart has struck out 5 Bengals. Pop up, center field, pacing her back. Easy catch, 2 outs. F8 if you're scoring at the house.
Next up for the Bengals, number 21, Lincoln Wales.
And here's Lincoln Wales, the catcher. She singled to left her first time up, so she's 1 for 1. There goes the runner, and no throw from Court. And it's a stolen base for Allie Howard. Line shot foul into the Apache bullpen. Two outs, one aboard. Pop up, shallow left center field. Tough play. Coming on to make the running catch is Mackenzie Ryan for the final out. So the 1-out single and the stolen base stranded at second base. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. The score remains the Apaches 2 and the Bengals 0. Eight, 9, and 1 for the Apaches. This is Casey Parker. Flew out to left field her first time up, 0 for 1 in this ball game. And that ball's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Parker on the year came into the doubleheader, 388 average. 7 doubles, 9 RBI. The Apache second baseman. Morgan Latour in the circle for the Bengals. 1-1 pitch. This is driven to left field. High and deep, but foul. Got over the fence. And somebody was back there. Somebody's out there, and might have been Big T. One of our trainers, Travis. I think he might be sitting in a lawn chair. He stood up and flipped it over the fence to Emily Henderson. So it's 1-2 after the foul home run by Casey Parker. The ball's well hit to left field, and a running catch by Allie Crooks. Shortstop, and there's 1 out. Nice play. Boy, tell you what, I've been impressed by the defense of the Bengals. They've swung the bat certainly in game 1. Jumped out 9-0 in the first 2 innings, but equally impressive has been the defense for the Bengals. There's a base hit to center field. Casey Moore 2 for 2 in this game. And with 1 out, that'll roll the lineup over again. Brianna Pasinger for the 3rd time.
Next up, number 3, Brianna Pasinger.
1 for 1 is Pasinger. She had an RBI single her last time up. Walked back in the first inning. 2-0 Apaches, bottom of inning number 4. trying to split a doubleheader. And they'll do it again tomorrow, same bat time, Pedro. 12 high noon here in Tyler. The 1-0 pitch. Two balls and one strike, one out in a 2-0 game. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Pasinger trying to get her second hit of the game. She was 0 for 2 in the opener today. Now we're hearing some of those Bengal fans voice their displeasure with the strike zone. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. And Pasinger walks for the second time in the game. She's actually drawn both walks. Just the second walk of the ball game for Morgan Latour. Here's Rebecca Snow, 1 for 2, and that's going to bring a visit for the first time today from 10th year head coach Andy Lee, and he's going to make a change. So the new pitcher will be number 18. We'll let you know who she is and what her numbers are when we return.
Taking the circle for the Bengals is number 18, Jeanne Trahan.
All right, the new pitcher is Jeannie Trahan, 5'4", right-handed freshman from Hackberry, Louisiana. And she will face Rebecca Snow. And I'll have to go to the Atlas again for Hackberry, Louisiana. Actually, I'll have to go to Google. Foul ball off to the left. And it's no balls and one strike on Rebecca Snow. Looking for her second hit of the game. Next pitch is well high. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch again, misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out and 2 aboard here in the 4th inning. The Apaches lead 2-0. Moore's at second, Pasinger at first. Pitch misses low. Full count. The full count pitch drilled into left field, and the runner will come home, and it's 3-0 Apaches. RBI single for Rebecca Snow. So 2 singles and a walk, and there's first and second, still only 1 out for Mackenzie Goswick.
Next up for the Apaches is number 19, Mackenzie Goswick.
throw back to second. And pacing her back. Well, Hackberry is south of Lake Charles. Fouled off to the left. Pacing her at second, Snow at first. Still only one out. We're in the bottom of the fourth. The Apaches have scored another run to take a 3-0 lead. That pitch is over the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Hackberry way down into Bayou. Swampland. Base hit center field. Pacinger will be sent home. The throw not in time. It's 4-0 Apaches. Well, back-to-back RBI singles. And the Apaches are starting to open it up a little bit here in Game 2. It was the other way around in Game 1 as the Bengals took a 9-0 5-inning contest. And now it's the Apaches with the shutout here in the fourth. A 2-run second and a 2-run fourth. Here's Shelby Court. Golden opportunity to really open things up. Second and third, only 1 out. She laid down a bunter last time up. Shelby Court still looking for her first hit of the day. Ground ball to short. Now you got a running situation. You got a run down at second. And now the runner's going home, and a run scores. You'll gladly trade an out for a run. There's safe at second. Bang, bang play. Boy, I thought she was out at second. Shelby Court decided to try to get to second in all the melee with the rundown and was called safe. So she'll get there on a fielder's choice. 5-4. Goswick was out in the rundown. Snow came home to score. It's 5-0. 3 runs have come home for the Apaches. Very close play at second base, but Shelby Court was called safe. First pitch is in there, strike 1 to Jaden Lance. Lance is 2 for 2 today. Doubled in the second and singled in the third.
You got Shelby Tiny warming up in the bullpen.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. In there for a strike. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. This is inside, 2-2. 5-0 Apaches, bottom of 4. Apaches scored 2 in the second and have put 3 more on the board here in the fourth. The 2-2 pitch. Low. There goes the runner to the third. The throw not in time. So now you got another run waiting at third base. Heads up base running there on the wild pitch. Shelby Court scoots over to third base. 3-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Pop up. This should end the inning. Deep to center. This is Gasca making the catch for the final out. But the Apaches put 3 more runs on the board on 1, 2, 3 hits. They leave 1 on and will head to the 5th. It's a different game here in Game 2. The Apaches 5 and the Bengals 0. And welcome back to Schwab Field. We're in Bullard, Texas. An absolutely gorgeous day here in Eastern Texas. We're on the campus of the Brook Hill School. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. Well, the baseballers that are down in Eunice, they have now finished their first game, and it's a 15-2 win for the Bengal baseballers. And so they'll play game 2 in about 30 minutes. The Bengals put up 9 runs in their half of the 4th inning. Of course, scored 15 runs on 10 hits. The Apaches 2 runs on 6 hits. So they'll play game 2 in a few minutes. We're in game 2 here at Schwab Field. We're in the top of the 5th. It's a 1-0 count on Sierra Gasca. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1, excuse me. Abby Dart in the circle from the start. She has struck out 5 Bengals, giving her 170 for the year. 1-1 pitch popped out of play, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and nobody out. The pitch from Abby Dart fouled off, just fell out of the glove of Shelby Court, and she'll get another crack at it. Sierra Gasca laid down a sacrifice bunt her first time up. And there's strike 3. Strikeout number 6 of the ball game for Abby Dart, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Allie Crooks. Pop up, back off to the left, and it's no balls and 1 strike on the 8th batter in the lineup. Shortstop, Allie Crooks. Struck out swinging her first time up. On the year, Crooks a .263 average, 6 doubles, 8 RBI. Outside corner, 0-2. Crooks kind of stepping out of the box, not liking the call. Abby Dart looking for strikeout number 7, and she got it. Boy, that ball had some good movement on it, fell off the table. Back-to-back strikeouts for Abby Dart. Here's Mackenzie King.
Next up for the Bengals is number 7, Mackenzie King.
Mackenzie King popped up to Shelby Court on a really nice play in her first at-bat, so she's 0 for 1. First pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody aboard. We're in the top of the 5th inning. The Apaches trying to gain a split today, as the Bengals won game 1, 9-0. 9 runs on 6 hits. The Apaches no runs on just 2 hits. The Apaches helped the cause. They committed 3 errors. And Bengals played errorless defense in game 1. Heather Zumo getting her 21st win. Ground ball to second base, and there's an error. Talking of errors, that's Casey Parker. She just missed it. Ball had some spin on it, and Parker, plenty of time to make the play, just had it bounce off her glove. So I believe that's the first error for either team here in game 2. First pitch misses, ball 1. $5-0 Apaches. Top of the 5th. Boy, then a little squibber right back to Abby Dart on the in between the circle, and she runs over and tags the runner for the final out. So Doucette is out on the 1U if you're scoring at the house. And that'll be it for the Bengals here in the 5th inning. They're down to their last 6 outs. The Apaches will try to add on to a 5-0 lead. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com.
Are you going to take Coach Wren as your assistant coach? Is that what you're going to do?
6, 7, and 8 for the Apaches here in the 5th inning.
Be devastated. Not good enough.
Tyler leads this 5-0. Courtney Heller 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Singled to right and scored in the 2nd inning. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. And it looks like Coach Lee may have made some changes here. They're looking at the umpire's lineup sheet, trying to make sure he's got all the names in the proper places. We'll have to keep an eye on things as we're not quite sure what. See if Mr. Umpire does his job by pointing to the position here, letting the press box know if there's any changes. There's an extensive discussion going on here. Coach Lee looking out as if he's made some changes. He's got a fungo bat in his hand. What that's all
What we
about.
got? Never mind.
He's going over to tell Coach Wynn, trying to make sure she's squared away. And after doing that, hopefully he'll point up to our direction and let us know what's going on. He tips his hat. That's an old school move right there. Do you see that? He tipped his cap back. Like, okay, let's get on the same. I haven't seen that. That's like from an old time movie or something. Mr. Umpire tips his cap back on the back of his head as he describes to Coach Wynn what the changes are. So I don't know if they're. You would think they're kind of complicated here because it's taken them a while to go through. Let's just take a peek here.
You got 19 at first. You got I can't know second. Blonde. 3 at short.
Well, you may have 13 is at first. That's a new person. And let's see if he's going to try to tell us. He's not. We'll have to guess at it. So I know that 13 is a new first baseman. Other than that,
Can you read the second baseman's number? I think she's
we'll try to take a peek at the defenders. 4 is at second base, and that's a new person.
12's at third.
And that's a new person.
Can you read the shortstop?
He may have made wholesale changes here as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
2's at short. Could be 7.
Well, we have a new short. It looks like we may have an all-new infield here. It's 3-0 on Courtney Heller. I think it's 3 at shortstop. So we'll probably make the changes when they come up to the plate.
Now we have a pinch run.
And Heller gets the leadoff walk.
27 probably.
And it's going to be walk number 3.
Ryan.
Nope. 24.
It's the first walk for Trahan and the third walk for Bengal pitching. And Mackenzie Ryan will step in for the Apaches. 0 for 2. She's flown out to right and flown out to center. Jeannie Trahan in the circle for the Bengals. She came on with 1 out in the 4th. We're in the 5th inning. The bunt called a strike. All right, so I didn't even get that. The pinch runner is Caitlin Moore.
9's in left.
So a new left fielder. Looks like they almost got a whole new lineup out there. So Caitlin Moore is the pinch runner at first base for Courtney Heller. So that means for now, I'm pretty sure you can only, the second time you run for someone, they've got to come out. I think they can only re-enter 1 time. So Heller's day is now completed. 1 ball, 1 strike. The bunt attempt fouled back, and it's 1-2. Well, the Apaches trying to add on here. They lead 5-0. But the Bengals still with 2 times to come to the plate. So Coach Wynn trying to just push that lead out just a bit. And Mackenzie Ryan will step in with a 1-2 count. In the dirt, 2-2. Well, I'll be curious to see on the live stats how they do the changes. It looks like they have made them. I actually can read those off for you. DeBarge is now in left. Donaldson in center. Howard is still in right. You got Carpenter at third. Bodine at short. Doucette's at second base. And Lanibos at first. Bloop single to right field, and everybody's safe. Mackenzie Ryan hit a little bloop shot. It fell over the head of Lanibos at first base. And you got first and second, no one out. And here's Casey Parker. She's 0 for 2, looking for her first hit. You almost surely will see a bunt here. If you're going to bunt with runner at first, no outs, you're surely going to bunt first and second, no outs. The pitch. There it is. Right back to the pitcher. And there's 1 out. Sacrifice by Casey Parker. The runners move to second and third for Casey Moore. And all Casey Moore's done is get a double and an RBI her first time up, and a single and scored a run her second time up. Really nice game for Casey. Out of that 9 position. First pitch. In there, strike 1. Well, you got Caitlin Moore, the pinch runner, at third. Mackenzie Ryan at second. 1 out. Golden opportunity for the Apaches to extend a 5-0 lead. Perfect pitch on the inside corner. It's 0-2. One out, 2 aboard. Jeannie Trahan in the circle, misses outside. And it's 1-2. Well, these 2 teams will go again tomorrow. Same time.
Probably video, no audio.
I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to broadcast it or not. If we do the video, it more than likely will be without any kind of play-by-play unless Pete wants to do it. Ground ball to third, and there's 2 outs. So Moore is out for the first time in the ball game, and here's the leadoff hitter, Brianna Pasinger, for the 4th time. Pasinger 2 walks and a single, one for one. That single to right actually netted an RBI for Pasinger, so had a nice day at the leadoff spot. She's been on base all 3 times. First pitch misses off the plate. And it's 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-0. Apaches, they're trying to add to that. Runners at second and third with now 2 outs. in there for a strike. 1-1 on Brianna Pasinger.
You know, this could be a walk-off if she gets a home run.
The pitch. High and inside. Pedro just reminded me that if Brianna actually catches a home run here, it would end the ball game. Throw to second, and ball not there in time. Everybody's safe. But so the first game, and I've been a part of those kind of games, those doubleheaders where game one team run ruled the other. In game two, the other team turned around and run ruled the team who won game one. So the 3-1 pitch, base hit, and it's 6-0. Nice piece of hitting by Brianna Pasinger. Goes the other way. Her second single of the ball game and her second RBI of the ball game. And that'll bring up Rebecca Snow.
Batting is number 15, Rebecca Snow.
Now you're not going to need a homer here. If you get a double, you got a chance for Pasinger. If Pasinger steals second here, which there's a chance you might do that. Every time you got a chance to shorten a game here. Pasinger with 22 stolen bases on the year. First pitch in there, strike one. However, I will tell you this. Lake and Wales has got a gun behind the plate.
Yeah, but look at where the short
So, yep. Yeah, that's true. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball left field. This should end the inning. And it's caught out there for the final out. So the Apaches do get one more run, and they extend their lead as we go to the sixth inning. It's now 6-0. Back in just a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Two, 3, and 4 for the Bengals, and we're going to have a slew of new hitters here. So leading off, I'm going to keep the roster open here. This is Alexa Lanobos from Baton Rouge for the first time in the doubleheader today. And she's got a 1-1 count. It's Abby Dart still in the circle for the Apaches. 6-0, top of the sixth inning. Wind up in the pitch, off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, you got number 10 on deck. So just keep your pens handy if you're keeping score at home. That would be Lexi Jo DeBarge. And a leadoff walk to Lanobos.
Next up, bat number 10, Lexi Jo DeBarge.
That's the first walk of the day for Abby Dart. And here is Lexi Jo DeBarge. Creole, she's from Creole, Louisiana. I like that name. South Cameron High School. DeBarge, a freshman outfielder. No balls and 1 strike. The Bengals trying to come from behind. They trail 6-0. The pitch fouled straight back. And it's 0-2. Pop-up left side. This is going to be Lance at shortstop making the grab for out number 1.
Next batter for the Bengals is number 22, Allie Howard.
F6 if you're scoring at the house. Here's Allie Howard, the right fielder, one of the few that is still in the ball game. 23 on deck. First pitch is fouled off. It's 0-1 on Allie Howard. Well, it looks like Casey Becknell is on deck. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And a hitter off her leg. So you have a walk and a hit batter. And you have 2 runners on, and the Bengals trying to get something going here.
Casey Becknell.
So Casey Becknell will step in, a freshman from Vacherie, Louisiana, out of Riverside Academy. Her first at bat of the day. So Becknell steps in with 1 out and 2 on. First pitch in there, strike 1. 21 on deck. So that's Lakin Wales, the catcher. She's remaining in the lineup. 0-1 pitch, fouled straight back. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch fouled straight back. And we'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. One out. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The Apaches hold a 6-0 lead. That ball's way up in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Line drive, left field, caught. And that's Mackenzie Ryan catching the 2nd out of the inning on the L7. Here's Lakin Wales now, 3rd time today. 1 for 2, base hit to left and flew out to left. And number 9 is on deck. That would be Donaldson. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs and 2 aboard. Abby Dart, the pitch misses high. 2-0. Abby has struck out 7 Bengals so far in this game. It's thrown a shutout to this point. We're in the top of the 6th. Check swing did not go. And it's 3-0. Well, you're 1 pitch away from loading them up here. Abby Dart toes the rubber. The 3-0 pitch in there, and it's 3-1. Well, a great crowd here at Schwab Field. We're on the campus of the Brook Hill School. Apaches have a good turnout, as do the Bengals. Pop up, this should end the inning. Pasinger coming in, and it falls in between. A run comes home, and it's 6-1. I thought Brianna Pasinger had a beat on that ball, and it just fell right between her and Jaden Lance for a seeing eye single. RBI single for Wales. And Labanos comes home to score the first run of the game for the Bengals. And here's Angela Donaldson for the first time. First pitch is in there, strike one. Well, who's next out of the dugout? At number 3? Kelsey Bowden. One ball, one strike on Donaldson. Runners on the corners for the Bengals. They have just scored their first run here in the 6th inning. And it's now 6-1 Apaches. The 1-1. Line drive foul. Casey Moore gives a dive and can't make the play. Well, foul of third base. Still miffed and confused on that ball that hit the bag in game 1. It was called foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ball in the dirt, and boy, the runner didn't advance. Shelby Court went to her knees, and Lake and Wales probably had a chance to get to second there and didn't take it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. The pitch. Line shot, base hit, left field, 6-2. Boy, that's a bullet off the bat of Donaldson. So back-to-back RBI singles, and it's 6-2. And Coach Wynn out there to talk to Abby. Abby Dart, the freshman from Garden City, trying to get her 27th win of the year. She's 26-2. That's what I was saying earlier, is that Abby Dart has shouldered the load in the circle for the Apaches. Well, the starter for game 1 for the Bengals is Heather Zumo, and she has shouldered the load. Both of those pitchers over 20 wins on the year. I'd love to see those two go at it tomorrow. We'll see if the head coaches decide to give that matchup to the fans or whether they're going to split them up like they did today. First pitch is high, and this is Kelsey Bodine, listed as a utility freshman infielder from New Iberia, Louisiana. The pitch is in there, and it's 1-1. And I know New Iberia is down in that Lake Charles area. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Got her to chase that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 6-2 now is our score. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. And it's going to miss high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bodine, the new shortstop, has getting her first at bat of the game. Pop up, right side out of play. We've had 5 new hitters in this inning. And these were the players that have been put into the ball game. Number 4 is on deck. That would be Hannah Carpenter. Next pitch is low, and it's a full count.
How many pitches is she up to? 120?
A 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, so all the base runners have been via Abby Dart, either by a walk or by a hit batter. Well, that's not true. 3 of the base runners. But the previous walk and hit batter have scored. So it's 6-2 now. A home run ties it. This is Hannah Carpenter for the first time.
This will be a tie ball game if we get it home.
Abby Dart now, 102 pitches. 1 ball, no strikes. You got nowhere to put Hannah Carpenter. And there's ball 2. And Abby Dart taking some time here between pitches to regroup. And you're going to get some activity. That may be all. It is going to be all. I think you're going to, are you bringing, is it Julia Knight?
Looks like her.
So you got your game 1 starter. Julia Knight going to take over for Abby Dart here in the 6th inning. We'll give you some numbers on Julia when we return.
Heading to the circle for the Apache.
Okay, you got a 2-0 count as Julie Knight, the right-hand sophomore from San Marcos, California, takes over. For Julia Knight, it's appearance number 30 of the year. She actually started game 1. 11-2. Actually, she's 11-3 now on the year. She lost game 1 as a starter. She came into the game with a 1.69 ERA. She'll take over, bases loaded, with a 2-0 count. First pitch in there, and it's 2-1. Well, sometimes you just need somebody to come in and finish it up.
20's going to the pen to warm up.
You got Audrey Pickett headed the bullpen. Popped out of play, and just like that, it's 2-2 on Hannah Carpenter. Six to 2 is our score. Bases loaded. 2-2 count in the 6th inning. Off the plate, it's a full count. You got nowhere to put Carpenter. Here's the payoff pitch. Line drive. Fair ball inside the left field line. 3 runs are coming home, and it's 6-5. Bases clearing double off the bat of Hannah Carpenter. And this is a brand new game here in the 6th. That ball hit just inside the line, and 3 runs come home. Well, you look back on that inning, and it's not the hits that hurt you. It's those walks and hit batters.
Next batting for the Bengals is number 11, Mima Duchette.
Well, and so here's Mima Doucette. She started the first game, and she's their leading hitter. 445 average coming into the doubleheader. And so far in this game, she's 1 for 3. First pitch, I think, was a strike. It's 0-1. So she's up there for the 4th time. Fly ball, right center field. This is trouble, and off the wall. Tie game, Doucette into second. Boy, just like that, the 9th batter of the inning, Mima Doucette, drills a ball off the fence in right center field, and we're tied. Back-to-back 2-out doubles, and we'll start it over. RBI for Doucette, and a 6-2 lead or a 6-0 lead has evaporated. I'm telling you, Pete, the baseball team did the same thing. They scored runs in bunches and in a heartbeat. 2 outs, and now you got the go-ahead run. And we got another pinch hitter here. This is Madison Monson. She's re-entering. So Monson re-enters here with Doucette at second. 2 outs. First pitch is in there, strike 1. Wilmonson struck out twice. And she was lifted for a pinch hitter or a substitute. And it almost looks like Coach Lee has now reinserted some of his starters as this game has been tied. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Little looping liner, left field. 7-6 Bengals. 3 doubles in a row. And they have the lead. Boy, what a rally by the Bengals. 3 2-out doubles in a row. And it's 7-6 LSU Eunice. And now for the second time in the inning is Lexi Jo DeBarge. First pitch, ball 1. DeBarge now the 11th batter of the inning for LSU Eunice, the 1-0. Well, this is what they did in the game 1 in the first 2 innings of play. They played at 9 runs in the first 2 innings, and they brought 11 batters to plate, and they're not done yet. 2 balls and no strikes. Julia Knight in the circle. Ball's fouled off the net, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Andy Lee, the head coach of the Bengals, in his 10th season. Here's the 2-1. In there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, this Eunice squad split a doubleheader with Blinn earlier this week. And they actually won the second game of that doubleheader, so they're currently on a 2-game winning streak. But they're on the heels here of sweeping a doubleheader from the Apaches. 3-2, 2 outs. DeBarge at the plate. The Knight with the windup. Thought she might have swung at it. No one's going to check it. Really close right there. Tell you what, thought that barrel came past home plate. But it's going to be a walk. And here's Allie Howard for the 4th time in the game. First pitch, little pop up to short. Lance squeezes it. Finally, the inning ends. But it's a 7-run 6th inning, and your new score from Schwab Field, we go to the bottom of the 6th. LSU Eunice 7, and the Apaches 6. Welcome back to Schwab Field. Well, the Bengals score 7 runs on 5 hits in the 6th inning. And I would still argue that despite having 5 hits, it wasn't those hits that really hurt you. It were the 2 walks and the hit batter. All 3 of those batters scored that inning. So if you don't walk those people, you force them to earn it, or you get outs there, it's possibly a 6-3 or 6-4 ball game. As is, the Bengals take a 7-6 lead. Well, the Apaches got to do some work here. Mackenzie Goswick will lead it off.
We score 9, we go home.
First pitch, fouled off the net, and the momentum has totally shifted to the Bengals.
Oh, I'd say 95% shift. I wouldn't give them 100.
No balls, 1 strike, nobody on and nobody out. Bottom of the 6th. Foul tip. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. We're at the 3 spot in the Apache lineup. Goswick, Court, and Lance.
Change up, strike 3.
And you've had what you've done now is you've brought your number 1 pitcher in the circle. It's Heather Zumo now in the circle. So she's going to try to close it up for her 8th save of the year. She pitched a great game 1 in earning her 21st win, and now she's trying to get her 8th save. The 2-2 fouled off.
She's battling.
Well, when you got someone like Zumo, you use her however you can. And she's going to try to finish this thing up. Had a complete game win in 5 innings in game 1. Fouled off again. And Goswick battling here as the leadoff hitter in the 6th inning.
That was copyrighted with my expression of battling.
Oh, it was?
But feel free.
Okay. Thank you. Another foul ball. Good at bat by Mackenzie Goswick.
Just a little bit late. She's got her time.
All right, Pete. Someone has asked you to broadcast tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Miss Carey has.
Must be one of my 1 fans.
Well, I don't know. Trying to see here. Okay, so you ask and you shall receive. It looks like Miss Kelsey Weeks, Associate Athletic Director for TJC, is going to go ahead and she'll set up the broadcast. There won't be an audio, but we will have the video for tomorrow's game or games. So fly ball, center field, and there's the first out of the 6th inning. F8 if you're scoring at the house. And there's 1 out. Apaches desperately need a win here.
Number 12, Shelby Court.
They lost 2 games yesterday for the first time. Never had gotten swept in the Maria Wynn Ratliff era. And for the first time this season, they lost 2 in 1 day. Both 1-run losses at Kilgore. Foul ball off to the right. And it's 0-1 on Shelby Court. And they lost game 1 here, 9-0, on an absolutely amazing outing by Heather Zumo. She's back in the circle to try to finish this one up. Pop up, right side, and caught at first base. Nicely done. And let's see, who was that? They've had some switches here. That's
16.
Monson back in on defense for the 2nd out. She makes the play. Here's Jaden Lance for the 4th time. Lance has got 2 hits. She's 2 for 3. And you're still 1 swing away from tying it. But you got their best pitcher in the circle. Zumo trying to close it out. Still have another inning to play here. But it's a 7-6 lead for the Bengals. They have come all the way back from being down 6 runs. A 7-run 6th inning has given them the lead. 3 doubles in a row accounted for 5 of those 7 runs. And those doubles were all with 2 outs. Two balls and a strike in there, and it's 2-2. So far, Zuma has gotten the first 2 batters in the 6th. This is high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So you're a strike or a ball away from getting a base runner. Courtney Heller waits on deck. Actually, it's Caitlin Moore on deck. Pop up off to the right, and we'll do it again. Caitlin Moore was the pinch runner for Heller the second time she reached in this game. And so now she stays in as the DP. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So tomorrow we will broadcast the games with video only. We'll open up the crowd mic so you can enjoy just what's happening in the game. I'm sure there will be 2 really good games again tomorrow. This one a 1-run battle here in the 6th.
Will you be at 5?
The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And there's the first strikeout here in this outing for Heather Zumo. And it might be first strikeout of the day of this game for all 3 of the pitchers for the Eunice Bengals. Well, it comes down to this. You're going to the 7th inning in a 1-run game. It's LSU Eunice 7 and the Tyler Apaches 6. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. All right, welcome back to Schwab Field. Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play.
Number 23, Casey Becknell.
And we'll have to sharpen our pens here. Becknell will step in for the second time. She lined out to left field her first time up. So she's 0 for 1 in this one. We've got a new pitcher in the circle. It's Audrey Pickett, the right-handed freshman from Aurora, Colorado. She's taken over for Julia Knight in the circle for Tyler. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Bengals, 7 runs on 9 hits. They have not committed an error. And the Apaches, 6 runs on 12 hits. They have committed 1 error. The 1-2 popped out of play to the right, and we'll do it again. Audrey Pickett is the 3rd Apache pitcher. She took over for Julia Knight. Abby Dart started the game. She threw 5 2/3, 104 pitches for Abby Dart. There's a strikeout, good off speed, and Becknell is the first out of the inning.
Next batting is number 21, Lakin Wales.
8th strikeout of the game for Apache pitchers. That's the first strikeout for Audrey Pickett. Here's Lakin Wales for the 4th time. She's 2 for 3. Couple of singles, 1 to left and 1 to center. She has scored a run and driven in 1. Julia Knight threw 16 pitches for the Apaches in relief, and now it's Audrey Pickett. For the Bengals, Morgan Latour started the game through 70 pitches in 3 1/3 innings. Then it was Jeannie Trahan. She threw 41 pitches in an inning and 2/3. And to try to finish it is Zumo. A little bloop to second, and there's 2 outs. Wales is out on the little blooper to Casey Parker. 2 up, 2 down in the 7th inning.
Angela Donaldson.
And here is Angela Donaldson for the second time. She had an RBI single her last time up. First pitch, misses inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
No response.
So Andy Lee kind of directing traffic. Kind of an interesting thing, in softball, if this kind of thing happens, you can't do this in baseball. Coach Lee had started to make wholesale substitutions when the score was 6-0. And now he's reinserting some of his starters to try to show up and win the ball game, which certainly understand it. In the rules of baseball, you can't re-enter. So once you start making those subs, it's really difficult to either get the lead or hold the lead. And you got to tip your caps to these Bengals. They've been able to mount a rally with some reserve players, and all of a sudden they reinsert some starters and they're trying to win a game. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
3 ducks.
Audrey Pickett's done a nice job in relief here in the 7th. Struck out Becknell and had Wales a little line out, and there's a base hit. Boy, good piece of hitting there. And Donaldson is aboard with 2 outs. She's got her second hit and as many at-bats.
We had these 2 out here.
Batting is number 6, Malia Saucedo.
So now you have Saucedo pinch hitting in the 8th spot for Bodine. Bodine walked in her only at bat back in the 6th inning. So now it's Saucedo. Saucedo played game 1 at shortstop. And she'll get the at bat here with 2 outs in the 7th. And she played a good shortstop. So what you're seeing Coach Lee do now is insert his best defenders into that lineup. And when he was with 1 out, he was kind of barking instructions into the dugout to try to make sure that some of his defenders are ready to go back out in the field. There's a ground ball right back to Pickett. She'll throw over for the final out of the 7th inning. Well, you come down to this in the bottom of the 7th. The Apaches need 1 to tie, 2 to walk them off. If you're an Apache fan, put on your rally caps. It's time to hit the ball. Back in just a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. Well, welcome back to Schwab Field. Just want to remind everyone that's watching here that we will broadcast tomorrow's doubleheader. Kelsey Weeks is going to be out here. She's graciously agreed to set up the camera, so you got a video view, and with a microphone, you should be able to hear the crowd mic. We'll not be able to broadcast those games, but you'll get to watch online. And so, a big shout out to Kelsey. Thank you for agreeing to do that. For now, it's a 7-6 game. What a comeback for the Bengals. 7-run 6th inning. They were down 6-0, and now the Apaches trying to fight off getting swept for the 2nd day in a row after not having been swept all year long. Actually, not having been swept in 2 years. And as Coach Wynn reminded me that was the first time in her era being here that they'd gotten swept. And now Coach Wynn has evidently made a change in her lineup, or maybe they're trying to make sense of that's probably what's happening. They're trying to make sense of what Coach Lee has done with the Bengal lineup. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep up with who all's on that field at the moment, because I think you've got probably most of, not all, the best defenders for the Bengals out on that field right now. And And it looks like you're going to have a pinch hitter for the Apaches. Mackenzie Pete is going to lead off for the Apaches. And she'll be hitting in that designated player spot in the 6th position.
First up for the Apaches is number 8, Mackenzie Pete.
So you need a base runner here, and so Pete will bat for Caitlin Moore, who had pinch run for Heller. First pitch to Mackenzie Pete, off the plate, ball 1. Well, you got Heather Zumo in the circle looking for her 8th save of the year. That's 2nd in the nation. She's got 21 wins as a starter to go with that. Her next pitch is in there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Mackenzie Pete trying to get something started here. Ground ball to third. You throw it over. 1 out. And that was Mima Doucette over there to make that play. 1 up and 1 down in the Apache 7th. Here's Mackenzie Ryan, 1 for 3 in this game. Well, you just need a base runner here. Try to scrap for a run and get extra innings. If you can, first pitch is in there, strike 1. They're going to have to do it against one of the best pitchers in the country, Heather Zumo. She got the win in game 1, and she's trying to get the save here in game 2. Little looper into right. Oh, my God, a play. The Bengals continue to play great defense. That's a diving catch. And I don't know if we get a number. We're not sure who's out there. I think it's Allie Howard. Boy, it's an L9, and Allie Howard dove and made the catch. And the last hope for the Apaches is second baseman Casey Parker. Parker 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. First pitch swinging, fouls it down the third base line, and Mimi Doucette, just in case it was called fair, was ready to rifle it over there. No balls and 1 strike to Parker. We're at the 8th spot in the Apache lineup, and it's Heather Zumo looking for the save. The 0-1. Pop up, shortstop, ball game. And sure enough, it's a doubleheader sweep by the LSU Bengals. Game 1 was a 9-0 shortened ball game, run rule victory. And game 2 is a thriller, 7-6. And the final line score, let's pull up the box score and try to give you some data from this first game. And your final line score for the LSU Bengals, 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Tyler, 6 runs on 12 hits, so they out-hit their opponent, but they lose again. Coach Wynn talked about that on the pregame before game 1, that the Apaches had out-hit the... well, now there seems to be some question here from Coach Wynn, and I'm guessing it's a substitution issue. And I think finally we're going to call this, I don't know, there seems to be a question here. Coach Wynn has got a question about what's going on with perhaps some of the substitutions, but Mr. Umpire says ball game. And a big thank you to Pete Mendolia all season. This will be my last broadcast for the softballers. Pete, thanks for your help. Safe travels home as he walks out of the press box with another stellar day at the helm of our scoreboard. And so let's review this one as we close it out for the doubleheader. This was all Apaches as they scored 2 runs in the 2nd inning and 3 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. It was 6-0 as we headed to the 6th inning. And Coach Andy Lee for the Bengals had started making wholesale substitutions, and all of a sudden the Bengals caught fire. And they put up a 7-run 6th inning, and they win it 7-6. So what a turn of events for the Bengals in the 6th inning, and they take a doubleheader from the number 5 ranked Tyler Apaches. So the winning pitcher, let's see, I believe, well, I guess it's going to, well, I don't know if it's Trehan or Zumo. If it's Zumo, she'll go to 22-7. She came on in the bottom half of that inning, so it very well could be that Heather Zumo gets her second win in as many ball games. The losing pitcher here is going to be, let's see who gave up the 7th run in that 6th inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is going to be Julia Knight taking the loss, so she loses 2 games today. Her record drops to 11-4 on the year. These are unofficial here. I'm not 100% sure that these are accurate, but we're kind of going with it for now. So Zumo gets her 22nd win, and Julia Knight will take her 4th loss of the year. She now is 11-4. The Apaches overall will drop their record to 49-10 on the year. And the Bengals will elevate their record to 40-15. A doubleheader sweep for LSU Eunice here at Schwab Field. These same 2 teams will go at it tomorrow. Same time, noon start. Kelsey Weeks will have the video for you set up, so be aware. Get on ApacheAthletics.com and make sure you check out the broadcast tomorrow. 2 more good ball games tomorrow, I'm sure. The weather's supposed to be just like it was today. A beautiful day out at Schwab Field tomorrow scheduled. So I've enjoyed doing these games all season long. From here on out, it's going to be playoff time in Beaumont and then hopefully on to Utah for the Nationals. But we'll take things one thing at a time. The next ball game for these 2 clubs will be tomorrow against each other as the Apaches drop to 49-10, and the Bengals elevate to 40-15. A big thank you to Andy Lee for giving me his time on the pregame interview, as well as Coach Maria Wynn Ratliff, as both these squads will go into their playoffs after tomorrow's doubleheader. The Bengals will head to Region 23 Regional, and the Apaches will head down to Region 14 Regional in Beaumont, Texas. So, again, a big shout-out to those that have given me some shout-outs on the live chat today, and nice remarks from Miss Morgan, and we've heard from Miss Kelly and Mr. Anguaniga, and all the fans who've watched all season long. A big shout-out to you guys. Thanks for the feedback all season. Look forward to doing these games every time I get a chance to. I'll be calling a bunch of baseball here down the stretch with the Apaches, but I've enjoyed the Apache softball up to this point and will continue to do so as much as possible in the future. So for the whole athletic department at Tyler Junior College, Dr. Tim Drain, Kelsey Weeks, Chuck Smith, Sherry Harwood, this is Dr. John Groth. The LSU Eunice Bengals take a doubleheader from the Apaches, only the second time in Maria Wynn Ratliff's tenure here in 2 years that they have been swept. And unfortunately, it comes on back-to-back days. They dropped a doubleheader yesterday, 2 one-run losses to Kilgore. And, boy, the LSU Bengals got off that bus ready to play softball. 9-0 in the opener and 7-6 in dramatic fashion, coming back with 7 runs in the 6th inning here in the nightcap and holding on for the win. So for the whole athletic department at Tyler Junior College, this is Dr. John Groth signing off until next time. So long, everybody.